Number 10, hypnic jerks. You know that peaceful moment when you're finally falling asleep, your blanket is perfect, your pillow is doing its job, and your brain decides, actually, what if we just fell off a cliff? Then suddenly, your whole body jumps, like someone unplugged you and plugged you back in. That is called a hypnic jerk, and it happens when your body is transitioning from awake mode into sleep mode. Your muscles start relaxing, your breathing slows down, your heart rate chills out, and for some reason your brain sometimes misreads that as emergency. We are dying. Activate full body jump scare. So instead of letting you peacefully drift into sleep like a normal organism, your nervous system hits the panic button and launches your leg into the atmosphere. The creepy part is that you are not choosing to do this. Your body is literally falling asleep, then suddenly decides to test if you're still alive by making you kick an imaginary ghost. And the worst part is when it happens in public, like on a plane, or in class, or next to someone. And now you have to pretend you didn't just karate kick the air because your brain thought gravity was attacking you. So yes, every once in a while, your body randomly twitches itself awake because sleep was apparently too suspicious. Number 9, eye floaters. You probably thought your vision was supposed to be a clean, high-definition window to the world. And then one day, you look at the sky, or a white wall, or your phone screen, and suddenly there's a tiny little squiggly thing drifting across your vision like a microscopic worm is taking a casual walk through your eyeball. Those are eye floaters. They are usually tiny clumps or strands inside the clear gel-like substance in your eye. When light enters your eye, those tiny bits cast little shadows on your retina, and your brain shows you the shadow like, here, enjoy this haunted spaghetti. The annoying part is that when you try to look directly at one, it moves away, because it's inside your eye, moving with your eye fluid. So you end up chasing it like an idiot. You look left, it goes left. You look right, it floats away. It's basically the world's smallest prank. Most floaters are normal, especially if you only see a few here and there. But they still feel deeply illegal. There is something very unsettling about realizing your eyeballs have little floating debris, and your brain just expects you to accept that. You wake up, open your eyes, and your body says, congratulations, your vision now includes free screensavers. Number 8, sleep paralysis. You probably thought sleep was simple. You close your eyes, you dream about something stupid, maybe you forget to study for an exam you haven't taken in 3 years, and then you wake up. But sometimes your body does something much creepier. You wake up, but you can't move. Your eyes are open. Your brain is awake. You know you're in your room, but your body is frozen like somebody clicked pause on your skeleton. That's sleep paralysis. When you dream, your brain normally keeps your muscles temporarily locked so you don't act out your dreams, which is actually a good thing, because without that feature, people would be sprinting into walls every time they dream about being chased. But during sleep paralysis, your brain wakes up before your body fully unlocks. So for a few seconds, or sometimes longer, you're conscious, but your muscles are still in dream lock mode. And because your brain is still half connected to dream mode, some people see shadows, figures, or feel like something is in the room, which is incredibly rude. Your body could simply wake up normally. But no, it chooses the possessed statue experience. And the creepiest part is that sleep paralysis is basically your body protecting you from your dreams, but doing it in the scariest customer service way possible. Like, we stopped you from punching your lamp in your sleep. Okay, thanks. Also, we made you think a demon was standing in the corner. Less thanks. Number 7, your stomach growling when you are not hungry. You probably thought stomach growling meant one thing. Hungry? That's it. Your stomach makes noise, and everyone around you immediately thinks you haven't eaten since the Bronze Age. But here's the weird truth. Your stomach can growl even when you are not hungry. That sound is called borborygmi, which sounds like the name of a tiny goblin that lives in your digestive system. And honestly, that's not far from how it feels. Your stomach and intestines are constantly moving gas, fluids, and food through your digestive tract. Even when you haven't eaten, your digestive system still does cleaning waves, basically sweeping through your gut like, all right, let's clear out the hallway. And when air and fluid move around in there, it makes noise. So your stomach isn't always begging for food. Sometimes it's just doing plumbing maintenance. But of course, your body never chooses a respectful time to do this. It waits until the room is dead silent, during a test, during a meeting, during a serious moment. And then your stomach says, grrr. Now everyone thinks you're starving, even though your intestines are just rearranging furniture. The worst part is when you try to cover it with a cough, but the growl keeps going longer than expected. Now it sounds like your cough has a baseline. Your body really said, I will digest loudly, and society will have to deal with it. Number 6, goosebumps. You probably thought goosebumps were just your skin reacting to cold. And yes, that's part of it. But goosebumps are actually one of the funniest examples of your body having outdated software. A long time ago, when humans had way more body hair, goosebumps were useful. Tiny muscles attached to hair follicles would pull the hairs upright. This could help trap warm air close to the body, or make an animal look bigger when it was scared. A fluffy animal with raised fur looks larger and more intimidating. A modern human with goosebumps looks like a nervous chicken nugget. Your body is still trying to puff you up, but there is barely anything to puff. And goosebumps don't only happen when you're cold. They can happen when you're scared, emotional, or listening to music that hits a little too hard, which means your body hears a dramatic song and goes, "This is basically a survival situation. Raise the invisible fur." Number 5, random muscle twitching. You probably thought your muscles only move when you tell them to. That is cute, because sometimes you'll just be sitting there, minding your business, and suddenly your eyelid starts twitching like it knows a secret. Or your leg twitches, or your arm, or some random tiny muscle in your body starts pulsing for no clear reason. These little twitches are often caused by tiny involuntary muscle contractions. They can happen because of stress, tiredness, caffeine, dehydration, overuse, or sometimes because your nervous system is just being dramatic. And the weird part is how personal it feels. Your eyelid twitches once and you ignore it. Then it twitches again, then again. Now you're in the mirror like, who is controlling this? Nobody. That's the problem. Your body is basically sending random electrical messages to a muscle and making it dance without your permission. It's especially annoying because it's usually harmless, but it feels like your face is trying to communicate in Morse code. Blink. Twitch. Twitch. Blink. What does it want? Nobody knows. Probably water and sleep. But your body doesn't send a clear notification like, please rest. It sends one eyelid spasm at 2 p.m. and expects you to decode the message like a detective. Number 4, déjà vu. You probably thought time moves forward in a nice normal line. Then déjà vu happens. You walk into a room, hear someone say something, or experience a random moment, and suddenly your brain says, wait, we've done this before. But you haven't? Or at least, you probably haven't. Déjà vu is that strange feeling that a new moment is somehow familiar. Scientists don't have one single perfect explanation for every case, but one common idea is that it may involve a tiny mismatch in memory processing. Your brain may accidentally tag a current experience as familiar, even though it's new. Basically, your brain puts the wrong label on reality. It's like opening a brand new package, and your brain slaps a sticker on it that says, previously used. And because the feeling is so strong, you start questioning everything. Have I been here before? Did I dream this? Am I psychic? No, your brain probably just glitched for half a second, but it feels so mysterious that humans immediately want to make it magical. Because tiny memory processing error is less exciting than I briefly accessed the timeline. The creepy part is how confident your brain is. It doesn't say, this seems slightly familiar. It says, we have absolutely lived this exact moment before. And then 2 seconds later, it provides zero evidence. Very bold. Very suspicious. Number 3, ear ringing. You probably thought silence was supposed to be silent. Then you sit in a quiet room, maybe at night, and suddenly your ears go, ee. No one asked for this. That ringing, buzzing, or high-pitched sound is called tinnitus. It can happen for different reasons, but one common reason is that the hearing system is reacting to changes or damage in the tiny parts of the ear that help detect sound. Sometimes after loud noise, your ears ring because the delicate hearing cells or nerve signals are stressed. Other times, people notice ringing more when the room is quiet, because there's no background sound covering it up. So silence becomes the perfect stage for your ears to perform their one-note concert. And it is always the same note. No melody, no rhythm, just a tiny invisible tea kettle screaming inside your head. The weirdest part is that the sound may not be coming from the outside world at all. Your brain can basically create the perception of sound even when there's no external sound there, which is rude, because now your ears are not just listening, they are producing content. And apparently, the content is a flatline from a broken robot. Most brief ringing is common, especially after loud sounds, but if it's constant or sudden or comes with other symptoms, that's something people should get checked. Still, the creepy everyday version is enough. You're lying in bed trying to relax, and your brain says, would you like to hear electricity? No. Too bad. Number 2, your brain filling in blind spots. You probably think you see everything in front of you. You do not. Each of your eyes has a blind spot where the optic nerve connects to the retina. That spot has no light detecting cells, which means there is literally a tiny area in your vision where your eye cannot see. But you don't usually notice it because your brain fills in the missing information. Let's pause on that. Your vision has a hole in it, and your brain just invents what should be there. Every day. Without asking. If the blind spot is over a plain wall, your brain fills it in with more wall. If it's over a pattern, your brain guesses the pattern should continue. It's not showing you raw reality. It's editing reality in real time and hoping you don't notice. Your brain is basically the world's fastest Photoshop employee. You're walking around thinking, I see the world. Meanwhile, your brain is in the back room going, patch that gap, smooth that edge, remove the weird hole. Perfect. Ship it. And honestly, it does a good job. Too good. Because now you have to live with the knowledge that part of what you see is a confident prediction. Not a fact. A guess. A very professional guess, but still a guess. Your own brain is out here saying, trust me, bro. And your entire visual experience depends on it. Number 1, your skin shedding constantly. You probably thought shedding was something snakes do. They crawl out of an old skin and everyone acts like it's creepy and dramatic. But humans shed too. Constantly. Quietly. All day. Your skin is always renewing itself. Old dead skin cells at the surface fall off, and newer cells replace them from underneath. You don't usually notice it because it happens in tiny pieces. Not one giant human-shaped sleeve. Which is good, because that would ruin everyone's day. But it also means that wherever you go, you are leaving tiny pieces of yourself behind. On your bed, on your clothes, on your couch, on the floor. Your room is not just dusty. Some of that dust is you. That is horrifying in a very personal way. You clean your desk and think, where does all this dust come from? Congratulations. Part of the answer is your own body slowly crumbling in microscopic installments. And your body does not care. It just keeps replacing the outer layer like a phone screen protector that never stops peeling. The funny part is that this is actually healthy and normal. Your skin has to renew itself to protect you. It's part of the reason your body can heal, defend itself, and keep the outside world from turning you into soup. But still, the fact remains, you are walking around every day as a tiny skin confetti machine. You probably thought you were just existing. Nope. You are twitching, shedding, hallucinating blind spots, ringing internally, digesting loudly, and occasionally jump scaring yourself awake. The human body is amazing. Also disgusting. Subscribe before your eyelid starts twitching again.